And I feel like the theme of the videos that I'm filming the last few uploads is just kind of like me being done with 2025 and being super excited for 2026. And I feel like that is kind of like a normal feel to feel around this time, because you're kind of over the year already and you just want to have a fresh start or something like that. I think that's me. So I want to talk about some of the bookish things that I cannot wait to bring into 2026, and let's just get started. Okay, so the first item that I have on my list, I actually have kind of like a note here so I don't forget a thing. But the first thing is I want to set my 2026 reading goals to 50 books. I currently have read, I believe, 92 books, and I could easily, I think, read 100 books in 2026. But I just feel like 100 books is just so daunting to set as a goal. I think 50 books is definitely feel more achievable, and I mean, I have done it this year, so I'm gonna keep it at 50 books just so I don't really put too much pressure on myself. I think 50 is such a great number. It's a golden number, and I just feel like I could definitely achieve that goal, and I cannot wait for more books to read in 2026. So the second thing that I put on this list, and I really feel like I might not be able to do it, is I am trying to put myself in a book buying ban for at least the first 3 months of 2026. And I already know that I'm gonna definitely break this, because Book Outlet, as you know, is one of my favorite websites to shop for books, and they have sent me a few coupons to use the end of January till the end of February of $10 off if I purchase some books for $50. I think I'm gonna make that an exception if Book Outlet has some type of sales, or if they send me over like a coupon, I can go shopping for books that way. But other than that, I think I'm gonna have to not go to my favorite used bookstores and my favorite local library for the first 3 months of 2026, just because I do have quite a lot of unread books behind me, and you guys know that. I think I have finally matched up my physical book counts with my Libib book counts. I have 651 physical books, which is insane for someone who just started reading again in the beginning of 2025. I think physically I've only read about, I want to say, 64 books, so that's not even 10% of my personal collection. So until I have read way more than hopefully 10% of my personal collection, maybe 15%, that's when I can actually buy physical books again. Another exception is also, of course, all of the books that I pre-ordered in 2025. I'm trying not to like add more books into my pre-order list, because I already have 23 books coming in 2026 that I pre-ordered. I think that's way more than enough books. It's definitely gonna add into my personal collection. So I'm gonna try to ease myself at least in the first 3 months of 2026. We'll see how it goes. So the next bookish thing that I want to bring in 2026 is that I am going to track my reading daily in Notion instead of the 3 reading tracker app that I use the last few months of 2025. I feel like I find myself going into 3 different apps anytime I need to update my reading, whether I read like 100 pages that day, or if I finish a book and I need to update my rating and also need to add my review. I have to go to these 3 apps, which is insane if I have to do it every single day. So next year in 2026, I think I'm going to update most of my reading, tracker or pages that I read in Notion every day. I'm still going to use Goodreads, Fable, and Storygraph to put in my review and also to put in my rating, just because I know that other readers look into those apps for their next book and anything like that, and I feel like it's still very helpful to put in my review on those apps, also on other websites like Barnes & Noble and Target and Amazon review, just because if you want to support authors, I feel like that is one of the best ways is to leave reviews on those websites, because other readers, even though you might not want to support those companies, they still look at those ratings there. So I'm still going to put my ratings, my review, but I'm not gonna do it every single day because that is just insane. I think I might do it maybe once a month. I will put all of the books that I read, my rating, my review, my dates that I read them and stuff like that, just for that purposes. The next thing that I'm gonna be bringing into my 2026 reading is that I'm going to only request arcs that I truly will read, especially physical arcs. I feel like because I was super excited to get into this book influencers program that publishers have opened up, I just basically request anything and everything, and it was a little bit overwhelming for me. I do love to support new authors, new books, and I feel like I discovered, you know, authors that I've never heard of before, books that I probably will never read from this arcs that I get, but it's just overwhelming. I don't think I should have done that. Like I said, I feel like I was just way too excited to request anything that I can get my hands on. But I think in 2026, I'm definitely going to request arcs that I know I will read. I always try to be better at reading the synopsis or the little blurb that they would send on the monthly email, and if I do really like it or curious about it, then I would request it. I'm not gonna tick off all of the books that they have available so they can send it to me because there's just way too much. I feel bad for requesting those books because I know that there are other people probably who would really love the books more than I do. So in 2026, I'm definitely going to be better at requesting arcs. I could probably request also a little bit more electronic arcs on NetGalley because that is also kind of helpful. But the thing is, with NetGalley, you have to have like a certain, what is it called, like a ratio between the books that you review and you requested. So also I feel like I was super excited that you can do that on NetGalley, that I requested a bunch of books and my ratio is like probably at 30% or something, where they would advise your ratio to be like at 80 something. I know it doesn't really matter, but I just feel like because I was too excited to request anything and everything, I wasn't able to actually fulfill reading those books before the publication date and posting the review and stuff like that. So I'm going to be more, I guess, intentional of requesting these arcs, because yes, it's a great way to discover new books and new authors, but sometimes when you get them like on your NetGalley or even through the mail, it is just overwhelming, and I don't want to feel overwhelmed next year. So the next bookish thing that I am bringing to 2026 is that if I am doing the seasonal Goodreads challenge, I'm going to prioritize the books that I have physically. So if you don't use Goodreads anymore, or if you maybe do use it but not really using it every day, there's these reading challenges that Goodreads have. Yes, you can set up your goal of how many books you want to read. That is part of the reading challenge, but they also have this seasonal challenge. So I think every 3 months they have, like, I want to say 12 badges you can earn, and they all have kind of different themes depending on the time of the year. Like, for example, the last 3 months of 2025, they have a Native American heritage kind of like badge. So they have a list of books by Native American authors or about Native American heritage and culture. They also have, what is it called, community picks. So it's all about like academia, dark academia themed books and stuff like that. So they have different challenges. Those challenges are great for me. Again, it's kind of like a way to discover new books, new genre, new authors that you would otherwise not really know about. But the thing is, most of the time the books that are in the list are the ones that I don't really want to read, or I don't really have it in my TBR or my radar, and I would end up actually just choosing the books that is the shortest and that I can borrow from Libby. Even though I know that some of the books that they chose for these challenges, I do have it physically as well in my personal library. So in 2026, I'm going to try my best to actually, if I'm going to do this challenge, to look at my physical library kind of in the beginning of the challenge so I can start reading the books and actually read, you know, some of the books that I have physically. So the next thing that I want to bring into 2026 is to consistently upload 2 videos every week to YouTube. I think I've said it in some other videos that I have a pretty good rhythm with YouTube now. I do film 2 videos a week, and if I don't get too lazy and too tired just from my other priorities in life, I was able to actually edit the videos and actually upload twice a week. I mostly upload on Tuesday and Saturday, but if I don't make it those days, I would just upload the video the next day. And like I said, I have a pretty good rhythm. I have kind of like a system to plan my videos. I know you can also look at trending videos and kind of like hop on the trend, but I usually just look at my bookcase, like my bookshelves of the books that I own, and I would just try to see if I can pick a few books and make a video out of them. Because yes, these books are supposed to be read, but while they're waiting for me to pick them up and read it, I could also make videos about it so other people can know and be aware of books that I have, books that I am excited to read, books that are just interesting in general, and hoping that people who watch my videos have similar book tastes like me, that they would actually pick up these books as well. So the next thing is also about my kind of like bookish social media, and it is for Instagram. I don't know why I have such a hard time figuring out a system to upload on Instagram. So I have kind of started some type of system and routine for the past few weeks that I'm hoping again to bring into 2026. I am trying to see if I can keep up with the schedule, hopefully for the first 3 months of 2026. Then if I can, that means this system that I have for my Instagram schedule and posting is sustainable and that I can actually keep it up. So I'm kind of testing it out the last few weeks, and I'm gonna try and be consistent with this system the first 3 months of 2026, and hopefully I'll be able to kind of refine it and continue kind of doing the same thing for the rest of 2026. I definitely want to be a little bit more active on Instagram. I know that a couple people actually comment on my Instagram post or reel, and I want to do the same, but sometimes I just don't have the time to do it. But I think in 2026, part of my Instagram system and habit is to also give some love back to the bookish community. And I'm going to try to see if I can set up maybe like 5 or 10 minutes to just browse through the people that I follow and show them some love. The next bookish thing that I plan to bring into 2026, I think this is number 8, is that I want to complete at least 5 book series this year. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I have about 21 book series that I am in the middle of, and I want to complete at least 5 of them. And I'm gonna be cheating a little bit because there are some book series that are pretty short. Like I want to say 3 to 5 book series that I started, and they only have 2 books in the series. So if I just read the second book, I will be able to tick it off and say that I completed that series. So I'm hoping that I can complete more than 5 series, because like I said, there are some smaller book series that I can definitely complete easily if I pick up the second book, but there are just so many book series that I own: romance, fantasy, YA, thriller, and mystery. I just have to start it and finish it. And within that same note, next year I also want to start 5 new book series. I know I have said I am in the middle of 21, but I also have way too many book series in my collection. I've been collecting the whole book actually in the book series. That's why I feel like I do need to start 5 more. I think if I just have the first book in the series, I will be okay just to try and finish all of the series that I'm in the middle of. But because there are series that I already have the complete series in my collection, I definitely need to start 5 more. So we'll see. I'm gonna pick 5 new book series to start for next year that I already have like the completed series in my collection, if that makes sense. And last but not least, I also want to read 5 new authors to me this year. There are just so many authors publishing a book every single week, every single Tuesday the past year. I am trying my best to always pick up a book from an author that I've never read from before. I know that I have my favorite authors, but I have to also give love to the authors that I've never read anything from. I feel like that's only fair. I bought their books, I need to also read them. I'm just, like I said, so excited for 2026. I feel like this past year, because it is my first time reading consistently, tracking all of the books, posting about the things that I read, I've just been kind of collecting data for myself, and it is doable to actually put reading as one of like your hobbies into your daily life. I proved that by reading over 90 books in 2025. I never thought that I would be able to read that many books. Like 2024 me would think it's impossible. Anyways, thank you so much for watching me just talking about 2026 and being excited about it. Let me know in the comment below if you have any bookish things that you want to bring into 2026 and maybe the things that you want to leave behind in 2025.